Welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. We're going kayaking today. Where are we at, Marie?
Hidden Lake in East Stroudsburg.
Right near about 2 miles from the Delaware Water Gap Pocono Mountain KOA. We got our kayaks ready.
They're bullfrogs.
This is Hidden Lake. So we're going to do a little exploring.
Put yours down.
Yeah, you can go ahead and step in. Get yourself into position and I'll push you out. Yeah. Yep. You ready?
I can maybe do it.
Yeah. Going through the lily pads. What do you think, Marie?
I like it. Have it ready?
Breeze today. Whoa. Little fish jumping. So Hidden Lake is about 2.6 miles from the Delaware Water Gap Pocono Mountain KOA. Make a left, make a second left a mile down the street and you come to the entrance. And this is a nice park. They do have a trail that goes all the way around the lake that you can hike. But we decided to come over here and do a little kayaking, see what the lake is like. So we'll check it out. Of course, right there's Marie. What do you think, Marie?
I'm liking it.
Pretty
I'm
nice.
liking this place.
It's pretty nice. Let's explore it. This is kind of a pretty lake, narrow but pretty. There's some people fishing over there and a baby crying. Lake's bigger than you think, Marie. Testing out this lake so when we come back we know where we can kayak and fish. It's a very nice kayaking lake, but there's some great spots that looks like for fishing. I like to run a paddle tail across here, or a frog across the lily pads. There's lots of life in the lake. You'll find bullfrogs and green frogs, painted turtles, red spotted newts, and northern water snakes. They're harmless. I think the best fishing spots here are reached by kayak or canoe, not from the shoreline. So if you're thinking about fishing Hidden Lake, consider bringing along some type of a kayak or canoe. There's a turtle. Right there. Hi, Mr. Turtle. How are you? Yeah, that's good. Got some wildlife. Working our way up to the end there, and we'll turn around and go back. See all the turtles on this stick. All sunning themselves. Turtles. Right. They look like painted turtles. Yeah, they stay on there. Yeah. No, let's do it. Hidden Lake is a relatively narrow lake, but as you can see, it provides habitat for a number of different species. There's also about a 2-mile trail that encircles the lake, and they do have some bathrooms at the trailhead. Those turtles look happy out there. During this trip, we stayed at the Delaware Water Gap Pocono Mountain KOA, and that's 2.5 miles up the street from this lake. So it's a really great spot to venture out. Where? Yeah. There's an eagle. See the eagle? Beautiful. That was pretty awesome. Yeah. What do you think of that eagle? Did he land? No, he's still flying behind you. Of course, that family is hiking the trail that goes around the lake. Dragonfly. It's like someone got a little aggressive with their casting. That was cool. Turtles and an eagle. Another turtle?
Yeah, he's peeking out.
Wait. Not yet. You'll be in mud.
That's good.
Okay. What'd you think, Marie?
Fun.
What was your highlight?
The eagle.
That eagle's cool. All right, we'd like to give you our thoughts on our excursion to Hidden Lake in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. So this lake is just south of the Delaware Water Gap, Pocono Mountain KOA. It's maybe 2.5 miles south of there. Really easy to get there. Make a left out of the campground and a left when you see the sign, and it'll be on the right-hand side. We did have our kayaks with us, so we dropped them in the water. When we got there, what did we see?
We saw two elderly gentlemen fishing.
Yeah, so they were fishing right at the ramp where we were going to put them in, but we didn't want to disturb their lines, so we put in just to the right of them. And there was plenty of room along there to launch your kayaks. It wasn't any kind of an issue. So we steered clear of their lines not to affect their fishing. And then we got out there, and the lake is kind of long and narrow.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the first creature you saw?
Turtles, a lot of turtles. Well, one turtle.
First we saw one, a whole bunch of them on a log that was sticking out of the water. So those turtles were really interesting. A couple of them dropped off the log when we went by,
yeah.
but most of them stayed there
Yeah, it was fun.
to be in the video. And then we went up to the end. So to paddle all the way to the end, from one end to the other, probably 35 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
It did look like there were some really good fishing spots there, and there were other people out on boats fishing there. So I would like to go back there, and fish that lake at some point. But on our paddle back, what did you see?
Oh, it was beautiful. An eagle flying the length of the lake. It was really pretty to watch.
And big white head on there, and white tails, and it flew right over. Now on the camera, as you saw, it looked a little further away than it actually is because of the type of lens I have on this camera. But that was really just an awesome moment, seeing that eagle fly over the kayaks. So then we went and pulled the kayaks out and set them up and headed back to the campground because we had Phoebe in the crate in the camper.
Right.
Now, one thing I would like to say, she does not go unmonitored. We have a system called Waggle, and that measures temperature, humidity, and electric in the trailer. So if for some reason it was real hot and the trailer would lose electric, I would be immediately notified on my phone that power is off, and I can still, because the Waggle will run off the batteries, I can still monitor that temperature till we get back there. So it measures temperature, humidity, and electric, so we're constantly know what the environment is that the Phoebe's in. And I would recommend that for any person who camps and takes their pets camping. Some kind of a monitoring system is helpful, and that Waggle is really reasonably priced and just adds on to your phone plan. So that's how we could do the kayaking and leave Phoebe in the camper and not be panicked about it. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, it helps me out a lot. Also, ring that bell, you'll be notified every time I put up a new video, and give the video a thumbs up. That helps it reach a wider audience. But more important than all that,
go have some fun out there.
hey, thanks for watching.